Hey y'all, welcome back to the Cobblestone Chronicles. As always, this is Zueljin. So, I'm on my way to the skeleton spawner to fix the issue that you guys talked to me about, which is the light being invading the spawn area, which is slowing down my production. But on the way here, I wanted to stop here and show you. I've been scoping this out a little while, and I've been thinking about it, and been meaning to address this because the countryside on this side of the road is so bad off. But this is going to be the site for the power plant that I was talking to you guys about. I think it would be great. I need to level it off a little bit and take care of some of this area right here. What I'm probably going to do is just make it get a general slope, and we're probably going to start the area right here and make it stretch for there. This is actually going to have to be groomed quite a bit in the future too. Not something that I'm worried about aesthetically for the most part right now, but it's definitely going to be something that we're going to progressively work on from time to time. Might even get some community support in it when I actually decide what I'm going to do with it. But for now, it's the home of the spawn, and it's going to stay the same. But the power plant is going to stretch this way. Now, I had been saying that I'd like to do something with the port here. Not with the port, but with the water the way it is. And I'm really not sure what I'm going to do in this area. You know, I was thinking somewhat of a park, but depending on what proximity it is to where this power plant goes in, will probably be the deciding factor in exactly what I'm gonna do. I really don't like the swamp grass that's growing right here, so it kind of took away from the park theme. But hey, what can you do? You know, every green that I try in these actual the texture pack that I'm using it doesn't really do it for me, and I don't know, the broad consensus I think for the swamp grass is that hardly anybody likes them unless they're trying to do something swampy. So I don't know, it just takes away from the whole thing. So not real sure what I'm going to do in that neighborhood, but definitely going to improve on that spot and get this power plant going here, which I'm going to be working on this episode. Now, like I had said before, the power plant, for those of you that may have missed me rambling on it, it's basically going to be a day-night sensor array followed by a clock, which will probably run all the way to the lighthouse that's going to be somewhere in the ocean. Not too sure yet. I might just leave the clock for lighting decoration here in the power plant. I'm thinking something like a Jacob's Ladder type decoration with some glowstone lamps. Not real sure, but I'm definitely going to continue with that idea in mind. So without further ado, let's head on down to the skeleton spawner. I'm sorry if my voice is a little out of whack, guys. My sinuses are going absolutely berserk. So, and it's quite early in the morning anyway, which normally that's what does it. I've been talking on Skype a little bit, and I recently lost my internet connection. So it stands to believe that I should get some recording done while I can. I'm supposed to be going with caving with some friends on the Brew's Madhouse server, and I was hoping to get some recording time in on that as well, to show you guys what I've been working on over there and just cutting up with the guys. So yeah, it's apparent that this lava is really lighting this stuff up. And thank y'all for so much feedback on the water and everything, guys. I realized that it was a rush job. I was really thinking, really wasn't thinking at all, honestly. It was a pretty rough episode in my opinion. I had a lot to talk about and a lot on my mind with Diablo and everything else. So, but thank y'all for all the feedback, and that's what's great about having you guys around for my projects. You know, that's why the whole idea of like a world tour style thing doesn't really appeal to me nearly as much. I don't have a freaking pig. It doesn't appeal to me nearly as much as having you guys do it with me, like in an LP, because you see you see how I build it, you know, you see what I actually do, and you guys can kind of steer me in the right direction and help me learn from my mistakes. So that's the whole thing. I'm gonna go grab a pickaxe from the house, and I'll meet you guys back here in a sec. Okay, you guys, got a little pick action together, and now we should be able to move this lava blade and stuff. Let's see how I'm gonna do this. I guess the easiest way would be to just make the tunnel how I want to, far enough away, and then go from there. Yeah, I'll just do a few more deep like this and get that old lava away from there. I like having the glass front too. I know that kind of takes away from it if I'm gonna light this area up, but honestly, I like to be able to see what I'm doing, or see what the skeletons are doing. It doesn't have to be 100% efficient. You know, just make to supplement some arrows and get us some bone meal. So, and I can do some of that AFK actually. Just enclose myself real nice. Encase myself in brick like I do around the spider spawner, so they don't get any funny ideas about shooting me. It's always possible that those guys spawn outside, even though I make my trap to specifications typically, but you never know. So yeah, I was recently watching a good friend of mine's videos, y'all, and he gave me a lot of love on the video, and I just wanted to recognize him. I don't know if you guys have seen any of his stuff. His YouTube handle is Static52, but he goes by Menace, and I was introduced to him recently, actually before I even knew that he was part of the group that I hang around with on Shanks at Dawn. He was introduced to me through the Doc M special. Now, Doc M's 55,555 subscriber special, the announcements were done recently. Uh-oh, that ain't good. The announcement video was done recently, and it was, I didn't win. It was actually a random drawing. I think I had a real good entry, but Doc had a real hard time doing anything in the ways of fair judging, because he was real emotional about it, which I totally understand. It could have been, it would have been really, really hard for me too, because I know about my emotional attachment with you guys, but I'm very much okay with his decision. But Menace said something that really stuck to me, and for those of you guys that are competitive in the whole YouTube world, I would just like to say that those contests really help. You know, they get you some exposure if you have good content, and it's great. But the funnest part about them, you guys, is competing. Honestly, that's what I do it for. I really, really enjoy just the whole community aspect and competing with everyone and seeing stuff like that. And the video's done more for the people that actually competed than any prize would have done for them, really and truly. And Menace put it best when he said, you know, it's really the people who work hard to put out good content and stay consistent really, really get the job done. And I don't think you give yourself enough credit, Menace. I really don't, dude. I've seen your work, and I commented on your video, and you'll see your commentary is good, man. You know, I guess I'm kind of like it too. You're worried about, you know, what you're actually doing in the video. Like right now, I'm freaking digging dirt. But one of the biggest reasons is I want to show you guys, and when you really think about it, most people that watching my video right now, you're saying to yourself, well, you're not saying anything to yourself. You're listening to what I say. And while it's not the most productive thing in the world in Minecraft to do, and you have to concentrate on stuff like that, it's actually good content. That's what people watch commentary for. That's what I watch it for. And man, I just made the same mistake again. I hate that dirt right there. I need to change it to stone. Sorry. But it's true. I mean, you take it and you run with it. And that's what commentary is all about. You know, you talk about what's on your mind, you get things off your chest, and you talk about the game that we all know and love. And I mean, when it's not the most productive things in the world, I mean, let's face it, there are people much more talented than me when it comes to playing this game. People that can build with redstone and just these mega builds that people do, and all sorts of things like that. So, you know, it's not about a competition on who does what best. It's a competition on what you guys like and what you can do, you know. And Menace, you are very capable, my friend. I mean, I enjoy watching it. Subscriber count has nothing to do with success, in my opinion. It really doesn't. It's an indicator, and it's something that we all shoot for naturally, but honestly, it has nothing to do with your level of success. Your level of success is determined by what you want to get out of your videos and what people that want to watch your videos get out of them. In my opinion, that's the level of success that I'm trying to get. At least I'm trying to get 100% satisfaction from the people that want to watch what I put out. That's my whole deal. So I hope you guys can jive with me on that. And Menace, if you're listening, dude, that's really what I think. You know, I think you've already achieved success, my friend. So thank you all for hearing me out. Let me get this lava blade done, and I am going to, let's see, I guess I'm going to put it out a little bit further down here. I still have my glass on me, so that shouldn't be bad. Maybe this section right here, I'll do it. So I'll probably go with glass. Let's do glass here and here, and the lava blade can be here. So I'll need a sign for that. Ooh, I don't have any signs with me. Okay, I'm gonna have to go in there and break stuff up, apparently. Let me get my bearings straight, guys. We'll be right back. Alright, you guys. I got another pick and dug a little bit further out here, and I wanted to show y'all this isn't quite far enough, so I need to come out a little bit more. But there is, lava blades are kind of hard to install. I was just playing on Breeze Madhouse server, and I remembered how awkward they were when they're in a position like this. Because what you want to do is you don't want to stop any movement from happening with the water. You don't want any dead spots, and at the same time you have to make sure the skeletons go into the lava blade. And I was experimenting with this right quick, but what I think I need to do here, let's get rid of some of this junk. Actually, yeah, I grabbed it. Some of this junk, and what I'll do is I'll show you what I think is gonna work. I'm gonna go ahead and take the signs and put the lava blade fixture here. Yeah, this should work out okay. And let's see. Yep, right there would be the next one. Perfect. Now, let's see what we know is gonna happen when I drop this. Let's see how far this water goes. It goes that far. Not bad. But I believe we're gonna need it to go one back. Yeah, I might need to do that. Let's do this. Still might be a little light coming in there, but it's gonna be more efficient than it was before. And that's my whole thing. I don't need it to be super efficient. I just need to be able to collect what I want to collect. Okay, so now it's perfect. Now, the thing about it is that we want the water to continue, right? So, doing this is going to allow that to happen, except that now the skeletons will actually not be touching the lava, which I think I have a cure for that. See, fence posts only take up the actual block, but they have their hitboxes on top, so what happens when you go here is you're actually a little bit into the second step, even though the water is actually on the first, if that even sounds right. I know it's hard to explain, but let me show you what I mean. So we're gonna go ahead and drop the lava blade. Now the skeletons coming from here would normally just drop into the second hole and not touch this, but when they hit the fence, yep, their head's gonna go in the lava. So now I think what we need to do is take the little bit of glass that we got and kind of get this area ready, because I know we're gonna get shot quite a bit. And yeah, that should be good right there. Now I'm gonna need to place that, and the items will still be able to go to me. I think that's how we want to do it. Okay. It's not the prettiest thing I've ever done, but no, I'm not too worried about that. Alright. So we'll have to actually sacrifice a little glass block here. Let me eat before these skeletons shoot me and kill me. Few more bites and then we should be fine. Okay. Moment of truth. Let's see how this is gonna work out. Got my glass ready. Perfect. Okay. Now why are they getting stuck right there? Oh yeah, works like a charm. Why are you guys getting stuck right there? Is there something? How's that? Yeah, that gives them a little bit of jumpy room if they get snagged. That seems to be working pretty perfect. Ouch. Wow. Okay, so apparently we're gonna need to seal that too. Okay, let's just get this worked out to where we can still reach it. Is the spawner still active? Yeah. Show is. Yep, still working out just fine. Okay guys, so there you have it. Efficiency is up. That should please all of you efficiency fanatics out there. And lava blade is working. We got our bone meal coming in now. Very good. Okay. Next step is the power plant now that I got it fixed. We'll meet you guys out back. Be right back. Alright you guys. After kind of walking this off and surveying the area, I've come to a conclusion. I don't have enough room. Yeah, I know. All my projects are too darn big. I need about 60 wide, honestly, to do what I want to do. It doesn't have to be real deep, but I actually have a place that I can just start that with. And along with that, I'm definitely going to probably require some community assistance with this, because I don't want to do it halfway. And now that I'm looking at it, I'd actually like to separate the desert a little bit too. So I'm not too sure what we're going to do yet. I might make a city wall that actually surrounds this. Not too sure yet, but honestly, when the time comes and I get a little bit more planning together, I'm probably going to call on you guys, kind of like I did for Operation Cleanup, except I'm going to make it a little bit less destructive and a little bit more creative. So I think that'll be a good deal, and we'll probably talk about a contest and stuff like that. But naturally, we're going to need to wait till the update comes out so that we can do it without me having to make a Hamachi server and change up my client or any of that stuff. I'd rather just keep it uniform, and it's going to be easy once everything takes place. So we'll just, you guys keep your ears open, and I'll definitely update you as we get closer to that. So I did do a little bit of checking this out, and I think I got about 40 or 45 spaces in width, and I started coming out some more with dirt to make this even. It's gonna kind of take away from the hilliness, and I know you guys are just like, man, you always build so flat. It's incredible, but the name of the town that I was born in is called Villeplat, and it means flat town. I don't know if any of you have known that before, but I guess that's just what I'm used to. It's all wide open fields out here and stuff like that. The same thing with the wheat over there. So I'll probably be doing some hilly stuff too, you know, and giving some natural landscape, but for practical purposes, it's got to be flat to be able to put buildings on it. So hope you guys don't mind. In addition to that, naturally, with all this land work, I'm not going to really have enough time to do the day-night sensor array in this video. Still a few things to talk to you guys about and address while I get some of this land work done. One of the biggest things that has been asked for me lately, it's kind of like a Q&A session I guess we can go over, is where did my name come from? I actually get that question a lot, and I've answered it a couple of times in the comments here and there, but I guess it's a popular enough question for me to answer publicly. My name, a lot of people, one guy said the other day, he's like, man, I finally figured out your name, Zueljin, is actually a place in World of Warcraft. And as crazy and ironic as that seems, that word is actually nowhere near where I got my name from. It just happens to be that. When I did my, when I came up with this name, I don't think World of Warcraft was out. I know Warcraft was, but not World of Warcraft. When I started playing Diablo 2 a long time ago, well, let me go back a little bit further than this. My character name that I use in almost all RPGs is Burnae. That's spelled B-U-R-N-A-E. That was a mage character that I developed in Ultima Online, and actually the name comes from when I used to play Dungeons and Dragons a long time ago. Well, Burnae was mistakenly pronounced Bernie a lot of the times, and I don't know if any of you have ever watched this, but Bernie was a comedy in the 1980s as well, Weekend at Bernie's. And Bernie has just never turned me on at all. It's mispronounced. It didn't do it for me. Bernie was supposed to be a figure of strength and character and power, and he was and reduced to like, hey Bernie, you know, and that wasn't doing it for me at all. So what I decided to do is come up with an original name that I can use in Diablo 2 for when I would play multiplayer games. And when I always thought the name Zuul was really cool, Z-U-E-L, and where I got that was from Ghostbusters in the 1980s. That was another movie. That's when I watched most of my movies, I guess, was the 80s, but hey, what can I say? You know, I'm 34 years old. That was around my time. So I watched Ghostbusters, and I really thought the name Zuul was cool. If you guys ever look it up, you'll see Zuul was it was like one of the big bad guy ghosts. I forget exactly what the story on Zuul was, but Zuul was like one of the big, I think Gozer was the actual name of the big bad guy, but Zuul was like one of the gatekeepers or something. I forget exactly what it was, but anyway, I thought the name Zuul was cool. It was the first time I had heard like multiple voices in a movie and stuff, and I was still a kid. I don't know, it was a big old impactful thing on me. I just remembered it. Anyway, so I tried Zuul on, I don't remember if I tried it and the name was taken, or I think the name was taken. In Diablo 2 you had to have an original name, so I couldn't use Zuul, and I hated using numbers. I know a lot of people do for unique identity's sake, like Doc M. He's 77, but that has some significance, you know. That was because of his basketball number. He didn't use like 34 because that was his age, or 23 because it was, I don't know, something else associated with it that didn't mean nothing, just to give him some identity. You know, Jack 1 2 3 4 5 was just not good enough for me, and I don't think there was a lot of Zuuls at the time or anything, but I know he was used. I don't know where they got the ideas from, but anyway, long story short, I decided that I was just gonna take a little bit and add it, and I tried a few different names, but I always liked the way Jin was spelled, D-J-I-N-N, and I think I had spelled Zueljin with that D-J-I-N-N deal, but it didn't stick like that. I just used Zueljin. Well, I took that name when I was trying to come up with a YouTube name that was going to be unique when I decided to really start putting out the channel, because this wasn't my first YouTube channel. I never uploaded to the other ones. I always just used it as personal, to rate, comment, and stuff like that, and keep up, subscribe to my favorite YouTubers. I decided that I was going to create a unique account, and well, I did a little bit of planning, and I knew I needed something original that would stick, that people would remember, and naturally Bernay, like I said, I knew it would be butchered and mispronounced, and Zueljin, I don't know, it just has a ring to it, you know. It just sounded really cool. So I decided that I was going to try that, and I searched it, and believe it or not, that's the only thing that I saw that Google thought I was mistyping Zueljin, which was an area in World of Warcraft, which it was so associated with different games, because my channel is primarily about Minecraft, that I didn't think it would do much. Actually, Cobblestone Chronicles has an association, believe it or not, too. On YouTube, on the actual internet, not YouTube, there was an area that said Cobblestone Chronicles, and it's, I don't know, it's some person, some foreign person's, I say foreign, like not from America, I guess, but I think they went to live in France, and they write editorials about their experiences going to college or university in France. I'm not too sure. Anyway, that's where Cobblestone Chronicles was associated with, but that's not what I came up with. Cobblestone is just one of my favorite building blocks in Minecraft, and when I started it and played alpha, there was a lot of cobblestone stuff. One of my favorite YouTubers, well, my ex-favorite YouTubers, because he's got into some trouble and he no longer produces, that's almost all he used was cobblestone. His old fort was built in cobblestone and stuff, so that's just kind of where I got the name of that from. So there you go, guys. That's the origin and history on Cobblestone Chronicles and my name Zueljin. I hope that answers some questions, actually, because so many people have wondered that. So still, while I'm placing dirt, one more thing to discuss with you guys. As y'all saw in my little thank you video for 700 subscribers, I won't say I'm approaching it, but I'm getting closer and closer to partnership. And when those of you who have YouTube accounts that direct, y'all know that YouTube and AdSense are very, 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 very particular on copyright, which they should be. But a lot of the sources that I deal with are independent sources from places I visit and people that I see and talk to about music. And one of the biggest challenges for me is putting a decent background track in that is fair game to use. A lot of the people that I talk to don't mind it being used, but to prove it in licensing is a whole nother deal. And I never wanted to get it so darn complicated to where, you know, these guys had to put forth extra effort just for me to give them a little bit of exposure on music, like my featured tracks. So what I decided to do is cut all of that malarkey out, because copyright has to be 100% gone from anything questionable on your channel. Can't be present, and I can't afford to sacrifice the ability to become partner with questionable content, even though I know it's cool. YouTube doesn't, and well, they're the people that count when it comes to proven stuff, you know. So I'm going to be probably using a few tracks that I would rather use the other stuff, but naturally I like having background music. I know it makes the video flow a little bit better. I was supposed to get dirt. I know it makes the video flow a little bit better, and I'm hoping that you guys can understand and just deal with the tracks that I can select from notable sources like the royalty-free-beats.com and Dano's songs. That's usually where I pull from. So let me get some more dirt right quick. I know we aren't making much progress, guys, but I normally do, and I assure you I plan on doing plenty of productive stuff next episode. I'm kind of just lining it up and getting a lot of commentary out so that when I actually start working on the project, I can talk to you guys about the project and explain the concepts rather than talk to y'all about a bunch of abstract stuff like I'm doing now. I've had such a crazy few weeks. Mostly I've just been playing a lot of Diablo, playing on the server with Bree and pals, and just doing a lot of catching up with a lot of people that I talk to normally, and it just seems like everything's been taken off for me. So I'm doing a little bit of research on royalty-free musics, and if I do get partnered, I know the partner networks usually have access to a lot of royalty-free music as well. So naturally, I'm gonna probably be using that. There's a couple of other sources that I'd like to look at on the internet as well. One of them is Jewel Beats, I think it is, but not too sure about that. It seems a little too good to be true as far as the pricing's concerned, but I have a little bit that I can experiment with, so I'm gonna try. If it doesn't get me in trouble, I'm okay with it. You know, I'm okay with trying it just so YouTube is cool with it. And I don't know, maybe somebody that has used Jewel Beats before can tell me what their experiences with it is. I'm actually pretty interested in that. Like I said, due to the pricing, it's like $1 a song or something like that. So naturally, I'd love to get any information on that if y'all have it. But I think we've gone on enough with just the land base, guys. I'm gonna do a little bit more filling in, and then I'm gonna try to at least mark off the plot where we're gonna be working with this, the day-night sensor array. So catch you guys in a sec. Alright, y'all. Looks like I got enough dirt out here to where the landscape is long enough and wide enough to do what I want to do. And I'm gonna actually do this with smooth stone, but I need to mark it off with cobble because, well, it's just I don't want to waste smooth stone because I don't have a silk touch pick that I want to use yet. So we're gonna start, I guess we can start right here. That should be far enough, and I'm gonna leave a little gap on the side. So let's start here. So I'm gonna make this 21 by 61, I believe. So the first thing we need to do is go 61 that away. So okay, guys, so I marked off everything with cobblestone, then I replaced it with smooth just to give you guys an idea of how large it's going to be. Now it's a little too close to the tree forms for my liking, but it'll have to do. The town, I don't want it to be too wide open between spaces, and I'm probably going to do a little bit of greenery work right here. Not too sure yet, but this is going to be the site for the power plant. It's going to be pretty tall, not as tall as this tree form, I don't think. Probably closer to the neighborhood of that tree form, maybe a little bit taller, 9 or 10. And the day-night sensor arrays are going to be in here. We're going to have 3 of the sensors, and they're all going to be linked together with a switch that's going to make sure that when any one of them senses daylight, that we're going to get a signal to come out, and that output is going to be connected to the entire lighting system that we have. It's going to require a lot of digging and a lot of maneuvering, so the next episode is likely going to be pretty labor intensive to get right. The first thing we gotta do naturally is build the sensors, then we'll work on the aesthetics of the actual building, getting it power plant like. After that, once we get the signals the way that we like them, we're gonna hook them up to some of the lights and redo some of the lighting on the streets, and there we go. In addition to that, I'm going to need to probably put together the fields that I was talking about after we harvest plenty of stuff from the Smurf, plenty of seeds and stuff. I do want it to get a little bit larger. The wheat's coming along nicely. Everything's starting to brown up when the wheat's maturing, and that's the look that I was going for. I'd like to go a little bit further out this way with the wheat fields, come in a little bit further, take some of you guys' advice about the sheep, because I don't want them roaming through the wheat fields like they are now. That's just weird. and also do some fields on this side with the pumpkins and melons, you know. So naturally, a lot of work ahead of us. So hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this episode. I know it turned out to be less productive and more talky, but sometimes it's gonna be like that, I suppose, when I have enough on my mind. So thank you guys for watching. This is Zueljin signing off, and have a good one.